Okay. Next on the agenda is an update. H-Town Hospitality, this is referring to Motel 6. I think when we last had Billy West, Attorney West here, we said a 60-day. I think the council said a 60-day kind of checkpoint or update point. I think Chantrell, I believe you have an update to give on the structure.
Being that it's been since July, or excuse me, February of 2023, I would like to say that they have come a long ways. The only thing they have to do at this point is to have the electrical, plumbing, and those areas certified and cleared before they can build back. As of this day, the building is supposedly, according to their report, clear of all mold and asbestos. That's what I've been provided. So at this point, we are waiting for a build back. Before they do a build back, we as the city have to go in and complete our inspections. Then they can build back, ensure that the electrical systems, the plumbing systems are up to code. Then we'll have to do the reversal of the condemnation if they complete everything, and they'll be open for business.
Could you repeat that about the mold again? I'm sorry, you said about the mold?
That the mold
Got rid
and
of it?
asbestos have been completely removed.
It's a good thing.
All right. That's what we've been looking for.
Been looking for that, yeah.
I don't know, Council, if you got any comment
Thank
about
you
this?
to you and your department for hanging in there, hanging tough, and following that through. That's been one of the toughest ones I've seen since I've been on council. But we're finally coming to the end, and we saved one of the bigger properties in Natchitoches. So thanks again.
Thanks again.
No? Thank you. Comments are spot on, Councilman Nielsen. All right, again, just an update, and I appreciate you, Chantrell, for giving that. We have two on for final tonight. The first one is read by Councilman Nielsen.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 25 of 2024, an ordinance amending ordinance number 64 of 2001 by changing zoning classification of property described as follows to rezone the following Lot 5 of East Broadmoor subdivision, unit number 2, less .011 acres to Highway Department, whereas the Planning Commission of the City of Natchitoches, State of Louisiana, has recommended at their meeting of September 3rd, 2024, that the application of Kara Neblett to rezone the property described above from B2 commercial to B2 with BA special exception to operate it as a restaurant be approved. This ordinance was introduced on September 9, 2024, and published in the Natchitoches Times on September 14th, 2024, and I move that we adopt ordinance number 25 of 2024.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. We had a presentation on this, as Councilman Nielsen said. This has gone through planning and zoning. It's gotten their approval. We had a presentation, of course, at our previous meeting on September 9th, so I think those questions were asked, and we do see the owner here. Certainly appreciate you being here again. Council, I don't know if you have any comment or question outside of what was presented at our last meeting. But we see these all the time whenever there's that period of time expires or gets to that period of time. So this is something that typically
Safety
happens.
net
Right.
for alcohol.
I'm excited about it.
Yep.
I see you had some signs up coming soon.
Yeah, those look good, nice and bright.
Yeah. What is it? Pinocchio's House of Pasta and Pizza. Yeah.
Pinocchio's Pasta and Pizza. Okay, good deal. All right. All right, good. Mrs. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Harrington,
Yes.
Petey,
Yes. All right, that motion carries. Next, we have another ordinance for final. Councilwoman Washington Eli.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 022 of 2024, ordinance authorizing, ordinance correction, a ordinance sewage treatment plant for hay operation with McNeil Catil LAC, and authorize the mayor, Ryan Williams, to execute said lease on behalf of the city of Natchitoches and to provide for advertisement. And the notice for proposal ordinance for the published 3 times in 15 days and 1 week of the Natchitoches Times with legal journal for the city, and the ordinance to be posted in the city hall. And I'm just gonna read the amount. The rental of the lease proposed shall be $12 per acre per year, of the sum of $1,560.50. And annual payment will be made to the city of Natchitoches beginning February the 1st of 2025. And I move to adopt ordinance number 002 of 2024.
Second. Second.
Motion made and seconded. Ed Lee is out of the office this week. This will be one of those items he would typically comment on as it falls under his department. I do have a few notes I'll share. I don't want to be redundant, but this hay lease at the sewer plant, this is a renewal with McNeely Cattle Incorporated, or LLC, Nikki McNeely. The prior tenant did not take care of the land at the sewer plant, and it cost the city a decent amount of money to clear the overgrown mess of weeds. McNeely Cattle spent a lot of time and money trying to get it to where it was growing good hay, and there's still more work to do. According to Ed, they've been a very good tenant, and even says, I know cattle is in the name of the company, but he just left a little note here, cattle are not allowed on the sewer plant grounds, only hay production. So just for kind of a clarification there. So he may have shared some of those same things, I think, at our September 9th meeting, but wanted to give that back to you. Any comment about this particular item? All right, we do have a motion and a second. Mr. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli.
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
PT.
Yes. All right, that motion carries. We have 2 pieces of legislation on for introduction. The first one is read by Councilwoman at-large Smith.
Thank you, Mayor. This is for introduction only. It's long, so I'm not going to read all of it. This is ordinance number 022 of 2024. I'm sorry, this is ordinance number 026 of 2024, which is an ordinance amending Chapter 19 of the Code of Ordinance of the City of Natchitoches by adopting Article 9, which is titled Short-Term Rentals, and providing for permitting and regulation of short-term rentals in the City of Natchitoches, providing for application for same and fees, further providing for an amendment to the zoning ordinance of the City of Natchitoches to provide for zoning of short-term rentals, providing for a savings clause, a repealer clause, and providing for an effective date of ordinance. Whereas there has been an increase in practice of renting homes for short-term rentals within the City of Natchitoches, and the city does not currently have an ordinance in place that specifically provides for permitting and regulation of the rental of homes for short terms. And whereas the City Council of the City of Natchitoches is of the opinion that it is in the best interest of the city and its citizens to provide for the permitting and regulation of short-term rentals in the city. And whereas the city desires to amend Chapter 19 of the Code of Ordinance to add an article that will provide for the permitting and regulation of short-term rentals. Whereas further, the City Council, the city desires to amend the zoning regulation of the City of Natchitoches in order to amend the definition of bed and breakfast to adopt a definition for short-term rental and to provide for zoning of short-term rentals. And whereas the City Council desires to amend Section 1, definitions of the zoning regulations, to amend the definition of bed and breakfast and to add a definition of short-term rentals. Bed and breakfast is a building where, for compensation, a bedroom and/or bedrooms are temporarily rented are rented for temporary residential tourist lounging. This use is no way shall allow for the occupancy of an entire residence or occupancy of a residence by permanent boarders. And this is for introduction only. It's a lot to read.
Yeah, I want to allow,
It's on the
Chantrell, are you
website.
able to give some high points about this particular legislation?
Well, I first want to start off that we met once before with all of our citizens concerning this ordinance, and we did let them know that before we brought it back to council, that we will have another meeting. So I just wanted to put that back out there before we completed everything, to say that I think we should at least have one more meeting with them before we actually approve the ordinance. But it is going to be similar to what we talked about earlier in the first meetings. There are a few adjustments that we made. We clarified what we as a city thought a short-term rental would be. But I think we still need one final meeting with our citizens before we finalize it.
Yeah, I think that was made at that, I can't remember, 2 months ago or whatever it was. Here's what I think we could do is, I know a few people reached out to me about getting the ordinance, and I shared it with them. I do have a notepad in the back there as you come in, so, and there's a pen back there as well. Those who don't have the ordinance, we want to email that to you. We'll have Chantrell to send that to you. So again, on your way out or however you want to do it, those who are here for the short-term rental piece, certainly want to get your email and get it sent to you. So I guess an additional meeting, it could work out a couple different ways. You could say we could do a meeting, I think has been suggested, in between the 23rd and our next meeting is when, whenever that second.
14th.
October 14th, all right? So, and actually, we got a 3-week gap, I think, because this is the 5th. Yeah, this is one of those months. So we could advertise a meeting then, or people can sign their email, put their email, we can send it to them, they can make comments, so forth, so on. So I think you really can have built in another meeting, I guess is really what I'm saying. But Alex, I don't know if you've got, I think you wanted to say something.
I mean,
thought
obviously before approval of the ordinance, we're gonna have a public hearing where they can voice their opinion. But we could have a meeting that we maybe post on the city's website that invites the public to come out and give any input to us and Chantrell, any additions. But I do want to say the ordinance that was created is similar to other cities, Alexandria, Shreveport, and all, Ruston, all the ones around us. So it's similar in nature with all the conditions. So we shouldn't have too much because we made sure we were similar to all other cities.
Okay. So we can work to do that and publicize it. But again, I just want to say to the public who's here, there's a notepad. If you don't have the ordinance yet, there's a notepad, the one that Councilwoman at large Smith was reading. Certainly want you to put your email down so we can get that sent to you, okay? All righty. And this is just for introduction, and certainly we'll have, usually at the meeting where it's been voted on, that's when we allow public comment at that particular time. But be on the lookout if we do another meeting from, between this meeting and our meeting on October 14th. All right? All right, next we've got another ordinance for introduction, and it's read by Councilman Harrington.
This is ordinance 27 of 2024, an ordinance authorizing the acceptance of a donation from Crime Stoppers of Natchitoches of informational street signs to be located within the city of Natchitoches, and authorizing the mayor to execute any and all instruments in connection therewith. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Crime Stoppers is amazingly giving us street signs that we could put up that has information about Crime Stoppers and how to contact Crime Stoppers and how to report a crime, and they're donating them to the city and letting us put them up. So this is for introduction only.
Right, and just like Councilman Harrington said, we're just trying to get the word out. When people stop at the stop signs, they see the number to call, and yeah. So again, that's really what we're trying to do with that. Okay. And so in order for us to receive that donation, we have to have it on the agenda this way. So, but I think very simple, really nothing else to it. Crime Stoppers purchased the signs, and so this is the way we go through donating signs back to the city. Any comment about this, council? Yeah, there have been a few hits, I think, on Crime Stoppers, but obviously we want there to be
Not a
more.
good thing.
Yeah, we want to continue to try to get the word
Keep
out.
it out there.
Right. That's
So would
what,
they be like the lit plex signs, or like, how would the signs be
you
looking?
know, they're physically here. I don't know if they're purchasing or, I know Randy has seen. Who knows about the signs? Who's seen it? Yeah. You wanna-
Shauna knows. We'll see.
My name is Nicole Gray. I'm the Communications Director for the Crime Stoppers of Natchitoches. The signs are very similar to the Historic District street signs.
Okay.
So
They're,
the green and,
they're green and
yeah,
yellow,
that's what I thought I saw, yeah.
and very visible to the eye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get plenty hits.
Oh, there they are.
And Chief's
Good
got a,
information.
if you want to turn that to the council, Chief,
Oh,
so they can see, that's what it looks like.
Okay.
So, it's got that number
I was just for the
prominent.
ask about how is the number display on it. It looks good. I like it.
Yeah.
Looks real
So we
good.
went through a couple rounds of, you know, what should it look like and all of that, so. But, that is what it's gonna be. And I think we're gonna install them. I think that's the plan for our sign folks to install them. Okay? All right, again, it's just introduction. All right, we have two resolutions. First one read by Councilwoman Washington Eli.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution number 087 of 2024. A resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with the Risk Service of Louisiana, NIC, for the property insurance for the city of Natchitoches. Whereas the purchase director of the finance director has reviewed the published submitted property insurance for the city of Natchitoches and recommended that the contract be awarded the Risk Service of Louisiana, NIC, in the amount of $300,954 for the policy provided October 11, 2024 through October 11, 2025. Now that be resolved that the Honorable Rhino Williams Jr. Mayor is hereby authorized and power to direct to sign and all of the documents necessary for the execution for the contract as above. And I move to adopt resolution number 087, 2024.
Second.
All right, motion made and seconded. In my notes, Ed said that he and Clarissa talked about it, so if there are any questions, you could certainly ask her. I don't know if you have any remarks you want to say about it.
No, I mean, the cost went slightly up because we added more properties. One of the bigger properties was our new Public Works facility that will now be covered under that insurance policy. But we didn't have a lot of hits, as you don't really get these days. A lot of people don't like to bid on these types of policies just because of the nature of them, and the industry is getting a lot smaller. But Risk Services has been very good to us, hasn't given us any issues. We feel confident that they'll be able to, cover us as well as they have in the past. So.
And we say property insurance, that cover
Like all of our buildings and grounds that we own.
the buildings, okay,
Buildings
not,
and grounds that we own.
okay. Buildings on, okay.
Any additional comment or question about this particular item? All right, seeing none, Mrs. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli,
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Harrington,
Yes.
Petey.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. All right, last item, we have resolution read by Councilman PT.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution number 088 of 2024, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with the Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development for improvements at the Natchitoches Regional Airport. Whereas the city of Natchitoches has requested funding assistance from the LA DOTD for fuel facility improvements. Whereas the stated project has been approved by the Louisiana legislature and the LA DOTD is agreeable to the implementation of this project and desires to cooperate with the city of Natchitoches according to the terms and conditions identified in the attached agreement. Whereas the LA DOTD will provide the necessary funding for the fuel facility improvements and reimburse the sponsor up to $55,477 of the project cost. I so move to adopt resolution number 88 of 2024.
Second.
All right, motion made and seconded. My notes indicate this is a funding request from LADOTD Aviation Division for that 10% portion of the cost for the new Jet A fuel pump. The FAA is paying 90%. We'll typically get the LADOTD's authorization to go out for bid, and then after the bid's open, we know how much the request for funding is. So this is a normal procedure for a grant from LADOTD. So this, according to Ed, is something that's standard. Any comment or question about that? All right. Seeing now, Mr. Stacy, roll call vote.
Eli,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Harrington,
Yes.
Teague.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Our next meeting is on October 14th. As I said, we get a little bit of more room this time whenever we have that fifth Sunday is the way I look at it, in the month. Again, regroup is what we encourage people to download. We want to certainly put that more in people's faces, so we'll think of ways to do that, because I know everybody don't just watch the meetings. Of course, it's our busy season, so download the Go Natchitoches app. We have this week, starting the 25th and ends on the 28th, the Natchitoches Fair. The rodeo was last weekend, Friday and Saturday, but this week and weekend, you have the Natchitoches Fair. So hopefully, I know kids like to attend that, so hopefully that everything goes well with that. Historical Town Hall grand opening. This is the Village of Natchez. The mayor, the council members, and the mayor's team invite you to attend the historic grand opening of the village. I can't see all of that but they're opening the building. And when does it say, Steve? Do you see it on the screen? I think that's September 26th.
It's Thursday.
It's going to be, okay.
It's going to be
It's going to be
Thursday.
Thursday. What time?
10 o'clock.
Thursday at 10 o'clock, 10 in the morning, okay? So
They're
again,
taking
that's up-
pictures at 8:30.
Oh, taking pictures at 8:30 in the morning, okay. I guess I won't be in the picture. Well, look, but no, certainly want to be present. That's a big deal. Kiwanis, they're having their free pancakes, their color run, and that is taking place on September. That's this Saturday, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, what is that? The 28th. This Saturday, the 28th, always at the Collins Pavilion at campus, kind of in between Turpin Stadium and Prather Coliseum. All right, see what other announcement we have? All right, this is National Night Out, and I think we have just a few that are happening, about 3 throughout the city, who have registered with us. So y'all, this is the 1st of October. I know some had thought that it was the 8th, but this is actually the 1st of October, so that's going to be next Tuesday. So it's where we, city and community come together. Hopefully we can build upon that night. Of course, it's not just one night that's going to do it, right? But we stand together, fight against crime and things of that nature. So that's taking place on the 1st. I don't know, and they got the different, so we'll get this publicized because you have Melrose is having it. That's Councilwoman at Large, that's her community. Ross Williams, there's something there. Then Southtown, there's something there. So we've got 3 that have registered with us and let us know that they're doing something for National Night Out, okay? And I will say, this is what the path, less travel. No, you can go there, Steve, that's good. Thursday, October the 3rd, 2024 at Treen Auditorium. Looks like that's an event with LSMSA, all right? LSMSA. So I will say as well, we'll get the flyer out there. I don't think we included it in this presentation, but our public safety press conference we're doing on October 1st at 3:30. So we did move it back, 30 minutes. And then we'll see how that goes. If we need to move it back again, we may consider that for the next one, which will be in January. So, but like I said, we'll get that out to everybody. Any more announcements? All right, Celebration of Life, of course, we mentioned the gala tonight already. And that day is October the 3rd, looks like, all right, at 6 p.m., okay? So, and they've got their guests and everything at the event center. Yes, ma'am? I'm sorry. Okay, hold on, give me 1 second. We don't have that flyer? You didn't send that flyer, did you? No? Do we have it? Okay. Well, we'll see. Let's see if we get it, then we'll let you announce it. But the Natchitoches Car Show, the 18th annual, that's the 4th and the 5th, all right, downtown Natchitoches. Again, it's, I think they've got a lot of folks who have registered to have their car in. I don't know if it's what you call a record, but I think there's some early interest. So you really start to get to a point where not necessarily every weekend, but just about every other weekend, you've got something going on until we get to our point where we have every weekend something going on. So this is become one of those big ones, so excited about it. And again, coming up in just a couple weekends.
And it's free.
Oh, and it's free, and it's free. All right, and it's free.
Music and everything.
That's right, that's right. So the 6th annual fire prevention, this is a cool deal. Certainly want to see more people. They always burn something. It's top secret. They don't even let me know. Now, Chief, I want to start knowing about what y'all gonna burn, all right?
We're gonna put you in some bunker gear.
Oh, man, yeah. Yeah, so, but great activities, but bring some attention to, you know, fire prevention, fire safety. And certainly we're excited about what the grant is gonna do toward that end. So there's some things we're still gonna put out there as they develop. So be on the lookout for that with that grant we got earlier. All right, is there anything else, Steve? All right, this is Taptober, all right? October 12th, so yeah, a bunch of events going on. This is put on by NRMC. Do they have the artist there? Again, normally I know I have this screen going, but who's the artist, Steve, does it say? And they're raising money for the cancer center at NRMC, the hospital here. Do they say who the artist is? Or they may have several artists. Yeah, I don't know who the headliner is. Who's that?
Uncle Cracker. Uncle Cracker.
Uncle
Cracker.
Cracker. Okay, Uncle Cracker. I don't. You know him. Y'all know him? I don't know. But it's a pretty cool event. Normally there's some LSU game going on at the time. People have the TV on and everything, all right? Okay, Steve, anything else? All right, Beatles and Brews. All right, this is put on, I think this is when you were
Council on
telling us.
Aging.
About the Council on Aging, okay.
I'm gonna
All right,
sing.
good. Oh, really?
I'm singing like 8
What day is that? October what, 17th? October 17th at 6:30 at Flying Heart Brewery. And this is a fundraiser for the local Council on Aging, all right? So certainly want to be supportive of the initiative they have going on. All right, come on, Ms. Gray. Well, you've got we don't have the flyer, so I couldn't.
You have time to put it up? No? Okay. The Burt Clark Foundation 5K is the 4th annual celebration of life and also scholarships for local high school students. The Burt Clark Foundation was created after Burt Clark died tragically in a motorcycle accident. He is a graduate of Natchitoches Central class of 1989 and a product of Southern University. Burt was an avid 5K runner, and in his honor, the first year was 2021. We had the first 5K, and thereafter the foundation was created, and since that time we have awarded, I believe, 9 students between $2,500 and $3,500 each in scholarships to attend the school of their choice. The 4th annual 5K is being held on campus at Northwestern on Saturday, October 5th. Registration is at 7 a.m. The 5K kicks off at 8, and the gala is that night on campus at the Student Union Ballroom. It's where the scholars are highlighted, and this year it is the birthday of Burt and Kurt, his twin. So we're excited about celebrating Burt's life and Kurt's life as well, since it falls on their birthday this year. We hope you can attend.
All right, awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And lots of things going on here in the city, so I hope that we're able to get involved and active. At this time, council, we'll hear a motion to adjourn.
May I make a motion that we adjourn?
Second.
All right, motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, meeting is adjourned. Thank you, folks. Have a great night.
Now, too.